provided by Thomas Allgaier and Frannis, based on the most relevant posts on LinkedIn about account-based marketing in CW 3233. Frannis is a B2B market research company working with enterprises to optimize their campaigns with account and executive insights far beyond AI. Welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there.
Today, we're plunging into the very dynamic world of account-based marketing, ABM.
That's right. And this deep dive, it's really your shortcut to understanding the absolute latest shifts, maybe even some surprising facts in ABM. We've pulled this straight from LinkedIn, looking at the most relevant discussions from calendar weeks 32 and 33.
Okay.
So it kind of distilled the top trends, the key insights from people actually doing ABM, giving you the essential knowledge without, all that information overload.
Yeah.
Our mission today is really to show you how ABM is evolving, specifically looking at strategy, alignment with sales, and of course the tech that powers it all.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We should probably kick things off with strategy and go-to-market alignment. It really feels like getting that core approach right is just non-negotiable before you dive into tactics, yeah.
Absolutely. And a really significant trend we saw bubbling up is this more nuanced approach to segment ABM.
Okay.
Jessica Shea from Bain & Company, she articulated this brilliantly, called it the Goldilocks approach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's, not too broad, like programmatic, definitely not as narrow as one-to-one. It's supposed to be just right for those specific clusters of accounts that, share common challenges.
Right, finding that middle ground.
Exactly. And Bev Burgess was apparently quite enthusiastic about Jessica's distinction there. The core idea really is to reuse and reframe existing assets.
Reuse and reframe, I like that.
Yeah, it means you're maximizing impact with, hopefully, minimal extra effort, rather than sort of constantly reinventing the wheel for every single group.
That makes a lot of sense. And that reuse and reframe idea, it resonates because it points to the kind of discipline and commitment that Jakowski was emphasizing for real ABM success. It's clearly not a casual thing, is it?
Oh, not at all. Jakowski's points, and Andres Zinkovich echo this too, they really highlight that ABM isn't some set-and-forget campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It's, as Zinkovich put it, consistent relationship building and nurturing. Jakowski actually laid out a pretty significant commitment.
Mm.
Weekly meetings, a 90-plus day commitment.
90 days minimum.
Yeah, and dedicated time blocks, like marketers needing 4 or 5 hours a week just for orchestration and content, plus maybe 2 for monitoring, and sales.
Yeah.
5+ hours a week engaging accounts, another 2 refining outreach.
That's serious time.
It's a serious, sustained investment.
That level of commitment really speaks to this broader evolution we seem to be seeing, especially with the ABM to ABX transition starting to get real traction. Eve Chen had a really interesting point. ABM didn't fail, it just stopped short, left an execution gap. So what does account-based execution ABX do differently? How does it close that gap?
Well, ABX aims to close it by truly aligning all the revenue functions. Everyone focused on the buyer group with shared visibility, shared responsibility.
Okay, so marketing, sales,
Yeah.
CS.
Right. Think marketing generating demand, sales building that consensus, and then customer success or account management keeping the momentum going. It's meant to be this seamless, continuous motion. Sander Van Gelderen also talked about account-based experience on the Sassiest podcast recently, hitting similar notes.
Breaking down silos, basically, which seems essential. And interestingly, this isn't just for the massive enterprise players, right? Professor Joe Mahoney was stressing ABM's importance even for, boutique consultancies, smaller markets.
Yeah, he argued it helps avoid alienating valuable leads with just generic stuff.
Right. And Joshua Stout shared this really compelling case study. A small wealth management firm, budget under $5,000.
Less than $5 case, seriously.
Yep. And they converted Amazon executives. How? By focusing laser-like on one company, crafting tailored messages, a specific webinar, it just powerfully shows that true ABM still works if you do it right, regardless of your size.
That's a fantastic example of focused effort. And it really hammers home the crucial need for aligning ABM with the bigger go-to-market goals.
Definitely.
Tyler Pleiss warned against just prioritizing engagement for engagement's sake. Chasing accounts because they click something.
Right, leading to chasing random accounts, as he put it.
Exactly, instead of actual revenue.
Yeah.
And Matthew Kent highlighted something similar. ABM activities have to tie back to the overall organizational goals. Otherwise, they just become busy work. It's got to be about revenue impact.
Revenue, revenue, revenue. It seems the market's crying out for more structure to achieve that, which is probably why we're seeing this push for new, practical ABM frameworks and blueprints.
Makes sense.
People like Dan Rosenthal outlining 8-step modern ABM playbooks covering everything from ICP modeling to signal tracking. Fivo's Aresti offered a similar 10-step process, really emphasizing those foundational steps before you even think about demand gen.
Yeah, getting the groundwork right.
Exactly. And this focus on architecture seems key. Davis Potter from Forgex noted how legacy models are, quote, breaking, which is leading to things like account-based GTM architecture. He also shared Sydney Waterfall's advice, which I thought was interesting. Don't overthink the tiering structure. List alignment matters more, and tiers should be revisited, maybe quarterly or biannually. It really signals a move towards more methodological rigor.
It really does. And, looking at it from the CEO's perspective, Dr. Divya Guzria made a strong case for why ABM should be on the radar. Very data-backed.
Oh, yeah. What were the key benefits she highlighted?
Things like focusing on high-value accounts, obviously, but also stronger team alignment, better customer experience, smarter resource use, and ultimately long-term growth. She even referenced ITSMA data showing 76% of marketers report higher ROI from ABM.
76%. That's a number that gets attention.
Definitely a compelling argument for leadership buy-in.
It certainly is. And once you are focused, you also need to grasp the whole corporate linkage and cross-selling piece. Shane Stroud had this great Star Wars analogy.
Oh, I think I saw that one. The galactic blind spot.
That's the one. Yeah, warning against targeting just one company, one division, without realizing there are loads of others in the same corporate family.
Right, missing the bigger picture.
Exactly. He emphasized using DUNS numbers, those unique business identifiers, to see the full organizational map and unlock cross-selling opportunities. It's about seeing the whole empire, not just one planet.
Seeing the whole empire. I like that. And that big picture view is crucial for the broader context of B2B sales evolution heading into 2025 too. Heather Hall was highlighting the shift towards, a digital-first mindset, personalized account-based strategies, outcome-focused selling.
And the role of data, hybrid engagement, automation.
Yeah, all that. It's really about adapting to how dyers actually want to buy these days.
Which brings us back to tailoring the message. Bruno Scaravelli made a strong point. For ABM, timing isn't everything. Relevance is.
Relevance over timing. Interesting.
Yeah, he emphasizes deeply tailoring messages using comprehensive data insights, treating it like creating a custom suit rather than just buying something off the rack. That level of bespoke communication is what really connects.
And when you measure how well it connects, the focus absolutely has to be on pipeline over vanity metrics. Brett Price put it so simply. Most agencies chase CPL. The best ones chase pipeline.
Love it, that clarity.
He also noted LinkedIn's 3x higher B2B conversion rates. And Doug Bodler shared his success at Zendesk by focusing squarely on efficient targeting for pipeline generation. It's all about generating real opportunities, real revenue.
Pipeline is king. Absolutely. And Lisa Sharapata shared quite candidly about her own experience getting kind of burned by the ABM platform hype.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she shifted her focus back to basics, clear, repeatable processes, tracking signals at the person level, and smart account selection based on actual behavior, not just firmographics. She reckons winning teams use savvy, personalized marketing with AI and strong branding. It feels like effective execution beats flashy tech alone.
That makes a lot of sense. Building on that, though, Jim Lillick offered a pretty radical view. He provocatively stated, ABM is dead. Your CRM is your new ad platform now.
Whoa, okay. CRM is the ad platform.
Yeah, proposing this new B2B playbook. It involves using custom audiences pulled straight from your CRM, disciplined email, running awareness ads before outreach, and using AI agents to monitor intent signals for triggers. It's a fundamental rethink of the whole GTM operating system.
Definitely provocative. And maybe less radical, but still important. Lee Fleischer argued the real answer for growth isn't just another acronym or more tech.
What is it then?
Feedback orchestration, viewing sales and marketing as essentially one conversation, a continuous loop of learning and adapting together.
That holistic view feels critical, especially now that AI is accelerating changes in the B2B GTM model. Vladimir Blagojevich pointed out how things like short CMO tenures or ignored qualified leads are really just symptoms of a broken model.
So what's his suggestion?
Focus on the fundamentals. Trust, brand, aligning KPIs around target account engagement and team-based pipeline, and leveraging AI for what it's good at, insights, research, data crunching, but really emphasizing the human stuff like experiences and relationships.
That human element keeps coming up. And the shift clearly impacts how we view leads. John Miller explained that, the MQL was never what we wanted. It was just what we could measure.
Right, proxy metric.
Exactly. He highlighted this pivotal shift away from individual leads towards engaged buying groups. He even introduced a framework moving from just target account engagement to identifying actual hand raisers showing real purchase intent, advocating for richer intelligence considering multiple stakeholders.
And Paul Gibson from Demandbase totally echoed this, stating flat out, leads don't close deals. Buying groups do. They even announced new AI-powered buying groups.
Right. I saw that.
And Gabe Rogel reinforced it too, highlighting a LinkedIn study showing defensibility outweighs utility in late-stage deals and how buying group marketing is now essential.
It feels like a fundamental shift in perspective.
It really does. And what's exciting is seeing ABM becoming, more democratized. Vincent Plassard observed that ABM, which used to be mainly for high ACV businesses, is now accessible to more teams.
How so?
He notes new approaches that can speed up sales cycles and drive high ROI without needing huge teams or super expensive outside resources. It's not just for the giants anymore.
That's great news for smaller players. And when it comes to actually breaking through, Morgan Ratcliffe, who George Mack endorsed, introduced this idea of creative account-based marketing.
Creative ABM.
Tell me more. It's all about crafting these really direct, often unexpected campaigns for ideal customers. He shared examples like Hiscoff sending a wine-stained letter for home insurance.
Oh, I remember that one.
And Gum Gum creating a personalized comic book for the T-Mobile CEO. Both led to massive deals. It's what he calls high-agency marketing, creatively solving seemingly impossible problems to get that direct engagement. Now, Ratcliffe also detailed the huge effort their team put into launching their own creative ABM essay. Sounds kind of fun, too.
Really memorable. Okay, that wraps up strategy nicely. Let's shift gears to our second key theme, sales and marketing alignment. This is really where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? Collaboration here isn't just nice. It's absolutely critical for modern ABM.
Couldn't agree more. And a fantastic example of this in action comes from Alex Vaca. He shared this remarkable case study. Turned $37K in ad spend into $1.9 million in pipeline for a SaaS client.
Wow, $1.9 million pipeline from $37K. That's impressive.
A unified target account list, persona-specific ads, intent tracking, and crucially coordinated outbound efforts. He really stressed, no channel worked in isolation. It underlines pipeline creation as the absolute primary success metric.
That coordination is key. And what's fascinating, amidst all the tech talk, is a surprising comeback. Good old cold calling.
Really cold calling.
Yeah. Dmytro Kulesnik shared a case study. Adding cold calls to an email plus LinkedIn strategy dramatically boosted their meeting conversions from like 1.4% up to 6%.
6%. That's a huge jump.
Isn't it? He emphasized that the human voice makes a difference, especially after some digital warming, shows the human connection can still really cut through.
Powerful validation for the human touch, definitely. And it links to the importance of timing and outbound efforts. Morgan J. Ingram highlighted a really useful sales navigator filter, department headcount growth.
Oh, yeah. What's the sweet spot?
He says 20% plus growth is ideal. Why? Because companies hiring that fast often have budget and scaling problems you can potentially solve.
Smart insight, finding the right moment.
Exactly. And Anthony Natoli suggests systematically listing signals of problems and where to find them, CRM, SalesNav, Google Alerts, wherever.
That kind of targeted intelligence is vital. And it all points back to needing structured sales involvement and shared accountability. Witter Dillerman said ABM practically forces marketing and sales to collaborate.
Forces them in a good way, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
He advises co-developing a clear ABM campaign blueprint together. And John Bremner reinforced this, talking about optimizing HubSpot lifecycle stages for what he calls revenue architecture, extending beyond just closed won, splitting MQLs by intent level, all to ensure you track account level progress and keep everyone aligned.
Building that shared path to revenue, like you said earlier, not just handoffs. And once you do book that meeting, the journey isn't over, right? George P. detailed how personalizing the post-booking experience made a huge difference.
How so?
Simply asking prospects about their challenges after they booked, in the confirmation and reminder comms, it dramatically increased meeting attendance from 60% up to 80%.
60 to 80, just from asking about challenges.
Yeah. It proves, as he said, true personalization goes beyond the initial ad, keeps them engaged right up to the conversation.
That's a massive lift in attendance.
Yeah.
Shows the value of nurturing beyond just getting the meeting.
And speaking of effective engagement, Ryan Decker achieved an incredible 52% meeting rate with ideal prospects just using warm introduction.
52%. That's huge.
Right. It really demonstrates how effective leveraging existing relationships can be for gaining access to those key target accounts. It's a powerful asset. Leveraging relationships, having clear processes, continuous improvement, it all seems key. Mason Cosby from Scrappy ABM talked about their approach, building repeatable playbooks but empowering clients to graduate when you're ready. Emphasis on documented processes, clear ownership.
Graduating.
Action model. Yeah. And Declan Mulkeen noted many teams still struggle with the basic ABM strategy, needing a clear ICP, getting sales and marketing truly aligned. Jim Gilkey mentioned Katie Ivey challenging traditional thinking on mindset shifts and alignment. Khushbu Soni highlighted how aligning sales, product, and customer success drives pipeline. And Regan Barker summed it up nicely. ABM is a relationship strategy that transforms revenue. It's about constant collaboration across that whole revenue team.
Absolutely. Okay, that brings us nicely to our third theme, tools, platforms, and data. We know tech and data aren't just support functions anymore. They're actively empowering marketers to execute ABM much more efficiently, much more effectively.
Definitely. And a prime example here is LinkedIn. It's positioned as this really powerful B2B growth platform. We saw Disha Shukla discussing optimizing ad formats for specific goals.
Yeah, and Amit Tiwari emphasizing its value for B2B lead gen way beyond just recruitment, making ABM easier with that precision targeting.
Right. Gavin Tanner highlighted thought leader ads as maybe an underrated play for engagement and getting signals. Anthony Blattner sounded excited about LinkedIn's company's hub enhancements, especially for integrating CRM data and seeing penetration stats.
But there was a reality check too, wasn't there?
Yes, a critical one from Tim Davidson. He warned that LinkedIn ad targeting can be, well, misleading sometimes, showing ads to a much broader range of job titles than you might intend.
So you need to be careful.
Exactly. Vigilance, careful use of exclusions, checking those demographic reports is crucial. It's powerful, but you need to handle it with care.
Good reminder, always scrutinize the data. And speaking of data, the impact of AI-driven workflows on personalization and efficiency is just undeniable now.
Totally. Zoe Hartsfield shared the specific 20-minute AI workflow that booked 3 meetings in a single day.
3 meetings in a day from one workflow.
Yeah, shows how AI can really scale that personalized outreach. But Abhiyadav warned against just adopting tools without a decision intelligence layer. He cited examples of significant budget overspends from just chasing tech.
Tool-first marketing is dangerous.
Exactly. And Ocean Lee stressed that speed without fresh context and human judgment can backfire. Leanne O'Connor also emphasized the strategic use of AI. And the Tofu team even announced a new guide mapping out modern AI-driven strategies and ABM tactics. So lots of focus on using AI smartly.
That balance between AI speed and human judgment seems absolutely critical. Prakash Karupanan talked about creating an activation playbook in ABM, using engagement signals to trigger personalized outreach, multi-channel plays, really underscoring the principles of data-driven design and strategic scaling of ad spend.
Right, and Justin Rowe warned that scaling B2B paid spend isn't just about, throwing more money at it.
What does it require then?
Strategic layering, as he put it, to avoid audience saturation and intent dilution. Really emphasizing understanding your first-party data deeply. It's about smart growth, not just growth at any price.
Strategic layering.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And on the specific tools front, Dennis from Comfort.com announced they're opening up their ABM tool for custom landing pages to growth teams.
Oh, interesting. What does it do?
Allows integration with CRMs like HubSpot, Salesforce to create custom landing pages with unique URLs for each account or even each person, streamlining those personalized campaigns.
Nice, making personalization easier at scale.
And thinking beyond just campaign tools, Eric Jacobson, based on a chat with Stuart Hillhouse, proposed a completely new structure for a high-performing content team in the AI era.
Okay, what does that look like?
3 key roles. A personality marketer, basically the face, on-camera presence, and AI content operations, person systematizing content creation from raw conversations using AI. And a campaign director orchestrating the big moonshot campaigns. Yeah, he argues the old model of hire writers to create blog posts is not going to work anymore. It's a pretty radical shift in thinking about content creation.
That really redefines the content team. And ultimately, this all seems to reinforce the idea of the CRM as the central data hub for ABM. Richard F. Purcell argued that just relying on your LinkedIn network isn't sustainable.
Right, need something more robust.
Exactly. He advocates a strategic approach using CRM data to ID high-value accounts, find warm intro paths, prioritize messaging based on buying intent signals. John Bremner also discussed optimizing revenue architecture reporting right within HubSpot, extending lifecycle stages, syncing data for full funnel visibility.
Making the CRM the true source of truth. Okay, that naturally leads us into our fourth theme, tactics and channels, focusing on the specific execution methods people were highlighting on LinkedIn.
Right, and one tactic that definitely stood out was event-led ABM. Jean-Pierre Allard highlighted how effective it can be as an entry point, especially for more technical audiences like engineers.
Engaging engineers early.
Yeah.
That's often tricky.
Exactly. It allows marketers to engage them earlier in the design and procurement process. You use data, intent signals from the event to accelerate pipeline. It's about meeting them where they are, when they're receptive.
Smart. And to make all these engagements more efficient, Jessica Shea's insights on segment ABM also touched on content repurposing as a key efficiency lever.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Taking existing assets like a webinar and smartly reframing them into snippets, quotes, customized follow-ups, getting maximum impact with minimal reinvention.
Working smarter with the content you already have. Love it.
Definitely. We also saw that clear shift in paid media tactics focusing squarely on pipeline contribution, Alex Vaca's success story, Justin Rowe's advice on scaling spend. It all points away from vanity metrics towards measurable pipeline.
And Brett Price's line about agencies chasing pipeline over CPL.
Exactly. Pipeline is the name of the game.
And for a really innovative channel approach, Jonathan Reed introduced account-based podcasting.
Podcasting as ABM, how does that work?
He argued B2B podcasts should directly lead to pipeline, not just be content or brand plays. The idea is to align your guest list with your target accounts.
Ah, okay. Interview your prospects or people at target companies.
Precisely. Use each episode to build trust, demonstrate expertise, and treat the content itself as a sales enablement tool, effectively turning your podcast into a warm ABM play.
Turning thought leadership into actual tangible results.
Right.
Very clever.
Yeah. And finally, that brings us to our last theme, partnerships and collaborations, and their growing importance in this whole ABM ecosystem.
Right. What trends stood out here?
Well, we're seeing more talk about ecosystem collaboration within ABX frameworks. Basically, testing out joint execution with partners to broaden account coverage and impact.
Makes sense. Expanding reach together.
Exactly. More leverage. And when it comes to influence, Dorothea Gosling advised ABMers not to overlook analyst relationships.
Analysts, like Gartner, Forrester.
Yeah. She called them an untapped source of insight and influence. She knows Megan Heyer from Inflection Group points out many companies don't even fully use the endless hours they've already paid for.
Leaving value on the table.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dr. Werner J.K. also shared a new book chapter on account-based B2B marketing using advanced tech, emphasizing optimized processes. So it seems like leveraging external expertise, whether partners or analysts, is becoming more strategic in ABM.
Okay, so we've covered strategy, alignment, tools, tactics, partnerships. Quite a landscape.
It really is. And what stands out to me across all these different insights is, well, while the tools and the data are advancing ABM at lightning speed, the actual underlying success, it still seems to hinge on deep human understanding and really disciplined execution.
Tech enables, but humans execute.
Exactly. It's about combining AI scalability with, authentic relationship building. So maybe the provocative thought for you listening is this. As you reflect on all these insights, are you truly embracing the execution discipline and the human-centric strategy of ABM? Or are you maybe just chasing the latest shiny tech?
That's a fantastic question to ponder. Really gets to the heart of it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, remember new episodes drop every 2 weeks. You can also check out our other editions covering field marketing, channel and partner marketing, AI and B2B, MarTech, go-to-market, and social selling.
Lots to explore.
Definitely. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening today.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.